From taunting Michael Chandler and then deleting going back on his word, to promising an early 2024 return that's highly unlikely, Conor McGregor has talked about his fight against Iron after it was revealed that he'd missed USADA's testing pool deadline for 2023, which obviously caused quite the uproar in the entire MMA world, since the US anti-doping agency is super clear about its rules, that all fighters with upcoming bouts need to register in their drug testing pool at least 6 months prior and receive 2 negative results so that they can be considered eligible to fight. In Conor's case, his match with Chandler had been set and finalized by the UFC for the 16th of December, 2023, which meant that he had a deadline of the 16th of June, 2023, to be admitted into USADA. But as the date came and went, and no one heard a single word from McGregor about the matter, the MMA community started getting concerned, because this isn't the type of date you just miss by accident. After the nasty injuries he received in his last fight against Dustin Poirier at UFC 264, USADA had been a little lenient, removing the Irishman from their roster to give him plenty of time to recover. But it's been ages since that bout, and if his Instagram stories are anything to go by, the Notorious is in good shape now. No one has really understood his reasons for deliberately ignoring the agency's deadline, especially because such an insanely hyped match was on the line. But if you know anything about Conor's history with them, you might understand the fighter's actions. Even back in March 2023, agency officials stated that McGregor hadn't been in their pool since the 2021 fight, and the fighter got so heated up that he responded by saying, "USADA is going in the bin," then posted a voice note singing about the agency to the tune of Barry Manilow's Mandy, where the lyrics go, "Oh, USADA, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away. Oh, USADA, you're in the bin." I'll let him have that, though he may want to polish up his trash talk. Even his barbs against Chandler haven't been hitting. They seem like a desperate attempt to cover up his own mishaps, and a shorthand way to keep fans satisfied. After the whole missed deadline thing, McGregor simply responded with a confusing post saying, "Patience, peasants, and shut up and wait." The post has since been deleted, but the Irish fighter has just been on a streak of weird comments. As you can tell, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the December bout, with most pros even saying that it just won't happen. Now, I don't know if Conor is just delusional or something, because he still seems to think the fight is on, talking about how he will take his rival to the 3rd round and torture him. Like, read the room, Notorious. You miss a crucial deadline and then still insist on going through with a fight? That post has also been deleted from the Irishman's account, but of course, nothing on the internet disappears forever. And when McGregor replied to a fan's question about the card dates with December and an emoji of Santa Claus, everyone was baffled. If you thought Mystic Man stopped there with his tweet spree, think again. He went on to taunt Michael by calling him an idiot sandwich. And come on, not even an original insult? We need better than that. For his part, Chandler was pissed at this whole fiasco and is going off at Conor. The American fighter tweeted out a heated, "No joke, where the fuck is that guy?" back when it was first revealed that Conor hadn't registered with USADA. But in the weeks following that, Iron cooled off, talking about having patience with the Notorious, and confirming that he wasn't the kind of fighter to hype up a match and then just not show up. I praise Michael's positivity, I really do. But we're talking about a different Conor McGregor here, because when has the Irishman not acted entitled? The man has always benefited from his status as the UFC's poster boy, and President Dana White hasn't refused him much throughout his career as well. The fans are calling Chandler out too, thinking that the American needs a reality check after he tweeted out a simple, "December?" The community responded by blatantly telling him that the fight was just not happening, and that he should start exploring opportunities. Interestingly, Conor's missed deadline has been interpreted by fans as meaning that he's juiced up, and that there was no way he could clear USADA's tests, even if an exemption was made. So, Michael should really just give up. Maybe he can take up Notorious's former opponent Eddie Alvarez on a fight, since he has offered a bout to Iron, even talking to the UFC boss about it. Until then, though, he's having some of his own fun taunting Conor. And his comments are a little creative, at least, referring to Mystic Mac's disproportionately small hands, in response to the viral photos of the two's violent altercation at the Ultimate Fighter 31 set, where McGregor grabbed Michael's face angrily shouting at him. Props to Iron for joking about the incident. Cause I know some fighters wouldn't have backed down from the opportunity to go all in with the jabs. But I guess Conor doesn't really have any dirt over his rival anymore. After all, the Irishman has lost 7 matches against Chandler in his role as coach on Tough 31. This is truly one of the most brutal, clean sweeps I've seen on the show, and the fact that it's happening to the Mystic Mac is just embarrassing. It's also why the feud between the two has escalated, as President White stated that while the coaches had a lot of respect for each other, some things went down on set that just caused bad blood among them, and they don't like each other now. Dana's obviously also the guy who's being questioned about this the most, and his comments haven't been any more clear than his star fighters. According to White, chances of the match occurring are a solid 100%, but also he doesn't want to talk until happens, seeing as the USADA is involved, and who knows if they're gonna cooperate and give any sort of special treatment to Notorious. Speaking of special treatment, it isn't unheard of in the agency's protocol, since Brock Lesnar was exempted from having to register in the testing pool before his fight with Mark Hunt. Plus, Chael Sonnen has come up with a loophole that may help McGregor's case. The promoter's basically saying that it's the agency's responsibility to approach fighters for drug tests, and since there's been no direct contact with Notorious and USADA officials, the fighter can use this as a way to appear innocent. Damn, Sonnen, that's not a bad plan. But we'll just have to see if Conor's even interested in contesting a whole case. Cause right now it's just crickets and the occasional confusing post. It's even got to the point that Chandler's willing to compromise for an early 2024 face-off, just so the two can hash out their TUF frustrations in the octagon finally, and give the fans what they've been waiting for since forever. Both fighters have been out of action for quite a while now, both having been beaten by Poirier in their last fights, so everyone has been geared up and ready to watch them go against each other. Even Conor's manager, Audi Attar, has suggested that an early 2024 bout could very well be a possibility, along with saying that while Notorious's performance in TUF may have been terrible, it doesn't reflect on his ability inside the octagon at all. So fans shouldn't underestimate him against Michael. Dana has supported the idea of a 2024 extension too, but we gotta look at the wider picture here, folks. There's a lot of problems that could prevent even a 2024 bout for the Irish athlete. First off, it's been a whole month since he ignored USADA's deadline, and still there's been quiet from the agency's side. But more importantly, Conor's fiancée, Dee Devlin, is pregnant with the couple's 4th child, so he has that entire personal matter to deal with at the moment too. Not to mention that most fighters don't really train during the holidays, and a January 2024 bout would require that, so Notorious may end up slacking off of practice as well. To top it all off, the fighter has been involved in an assault case that was charged against him by a woman, claiming that he'd led her to the bathroom at Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and unfortunately for him, TMZ has footage that could be used against him. So if anything comes of the case, McGregor may not even get a say in when he can fight. Yep, we're all in the dark right now, and the fighter's tight-lippedness is not helping. But there you have it, folks. From promising an early 2024 return that's highly unlikely, to posting taunts at Chandler and then deleting them. This was what Conor McGregor has said about a fight against Iron.